as I'm pretending they are, but I am. But I am.
Feel it. Jesse Jones, everyone. Have a seat, man. Hey. I know that hug was more for you than it was for me. So
I feel better. I feel better. Like most things we do, that was for me.
We've been doing this show for almost 2 years now. 2 more months will be 2 years. And
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And I have gotten surprisingly used to just riddling audiences with white guilt.
Yeah.
And just watching it sink into their face.
You're really good at it.
Yeah, I just wanted them, I wasn't trying to make them like hate themselves, just wanted them to hate the one white guy I hate.
Oh,
like
yeah.
That was all that was.
We should find. Do you have his address? Do you have him a drawer? We know where the governor's
We
mansion
know
is.
where the governor's mansion is.
Yeah.
It's out there every Halloween.
We should roll it.
Yes.
That's my level of extremism right
Yeah,
there.
that's good.
I'd be an awful terrorist.
One night in jail, I'm with you. Only one night.
Brother, you're gonna get more than one night. I'll be up that morning. I'll be up by tomorrow. Maybe if my dad gets the phone call, I'll be up before this show's
Right.
over.
This one was being held hostage by this one, and
He made me do it! I'd turn that hug. I would turn that hug around on you quickly.
Oh, I believe it.
I'd be like, I don't know, we were sitting there, there was a bunch of people being weird about it. I got a hug. Next thing I know, I'm at the governor's mansion. It's
it's like the cops just reaching into their holster, just like,
Hold on.
and he had a gun in his hand.
The guns start reaching into their holster. I'm like, hold on. Go ahead.
Hands up.
Go ahead. And everybody's like, the cops are like, careful, don't hit the guy in the blue shirt.
I like that you think that you would have to ask them for permission to like step away. Like you're on the same team, pal. They're good to go. You're doing that thing white people do where they communicate with their eyes at each other. Like Jesse Moran.
Like a white Morse code.
Yeah, just like
White people do that too. There is a white Morse code.
No.
Old
I
white
see it in
women
restaurants.
do it a lot.
Yeah.
White women do it often.
Yeah.
It's just like. And it's normally it's the worst thing in the fucking world. That's what it is. Like the worst thing imaginable is it's like. It means don't make eye contact most of the time. Whenever something racially awkward's happening, it's literally like a don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. Don't say something.
Is it like a point check in your head? Is it like, point 1, is this my fault? Point 2, is this indirectly my fault?
Well, that's when the eyes sink back.
Okay.
When point 1 happens, it's like, is this my fault? It's like a squinch Morse code. And then number 2, it's like, hey, I'm better now. And then you just keep thinking the awful things that we think.
Oh, man, thank you so much for coming on the show
Thank
today,
you for having me, man. This is great.
Glad I've been wanting to have you on for a while, so I'm glad you could make it in a pinch.
Yes. I am very busy. No, I'm not. I'm happy to be here. There are no kids crawling on me right now. I prefer this.
Did you have, when you started stand-up, did you have kids?
No.
So how did that change? Like, how did that change the way you do comedy?
Well, I think before I had kids, everything I talked about, there wasn't much depth to it.
Right.
Like there was a whole lot of just, I think this, so I say this.
Right.
Like there wasn't anything, like I hadn't, and I don't mean that in a, I know people that have kids can be douchey, and here's why. It's because we've not thought about anybody other than ourselves up until children, and children force you to think about someone else. You have to. If you don't, they die.
Yeah.
And if they die, I go to jail, I think. I don't know.
That's what I've heard.
You'd go to jail for sure.
Oh, your kids died.
If my kids died, they're finding you. They're finding you. I've hugged you now. They would find the shirt that I was wearing, and they'd be like, well, there's a little bit of DNA on here. We're pretty sure he's the one that left them in the crib for the Super Bowl.
There's one single curly hair on this shirt. We gotta find that one guy in the picture.
There's just one. There's half a hair. And I'm like, well, it obviously wasn't your fault, Mr. Jones. Do you know anybody not wearing a blue shirt? No, code.
That's
code.
That's why Casey Anthony is so impressive. She didn't even have a black scapegoat.
Oh my
and
God.
she just sailed.
She completely got out of it. She like Voltron white privilege. That's what she did.
Just combined everything. Pulled it all together.
And then she formed the head. And that got her out of it.
Got away clean.
Got away from it clean. She made sure to cry a lot and get perkier as the trial went on. I don't know why people don't like me.
But she can't be guilty.
Look at those teeth.
She's so white and girl. She can't have.
They used every word other than white too.
Yeah.
It's like, well, look, she's got her whole life ahead of her. That was one of the things the newscaster said. She's got her whole life ahead of her.
Anytime it's a white person that gets perpetrated, they have the whole. Rock Turner has his whole life ahead of him. He's got his whole swimming career ahead of him.
Oh, is that the rapist?
Yeah, the Stanford rape.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
He had his whole career ahead of him.
They got worried with him though.
Yeah.
They got worried with him. They gave him a makeover. He got the white people makeover. Did you see that?
No,
his mugshot pictures look. And then his post "I'm sorry" pictures.
It's a senior photo.
I'm going to church after this.
White people makeover.
Dude, white people do makeovers all the time. If we fuck up bad enough, we will part our hair and button that top button. And if we're sorry enough, we'll become governor of North Carolina. And this is how I announce my candidacy for the governorship of North Carolina.
Third party.
That's all I'm going to do. Every platform is just going to be, what do you want? You want equality. I can't promise it. But you get as close as can possibly be. What's another issue? I don't know. I'm not good at that.
That's not a strong set.
But I've got enough gray hair and these pretty eyes. I'll be in that governor house. From the end of 2000, baby.
It's gonna be a governor.
Mercy.
Jesse Jones, governor 2016, y'all.
Do you have a background in musical improv? Because
No.
your freestyling was pretty on point in your set too. You're pretty decent at
I've
that.
got a history of being that asshole at the party.
Okay. Okay, everyone, listen to me real quick.
Yeah, in the late 90s, I was like, oh, dude, we gotta go, good food. And we get drunk and we just leave, turn Vitamin J on. That's how white I was. My rapper name was Vitamin J. I need to be sodomized with a broom handle for that.
Your first album's title is just Supplementary.
First album was just like me drinking juice. It was like old school NERD album cover, just me drinking juice.
The juice is almost over now. Now you've also, in addition to comedy, you're also very talented with art, photography, graphic design. How did you get into that? What was your impetus for that?
Well, I knew that comedy was at night and I needed something that also paid during the day.
So you turned to art.
Yeah, art was a nice outlet to not be confined to the drudgeries of a 9-to-5 while still being immersed in something that I liked.
Got you.
So it was a nice pairing.
Yeah,
if you will.
you're very talented. I've seen a lot of stuff that goes on. You showed me some pictures earlier.
Oh,
I
thank
really
you.
do what you do.
Thank you very much.
You helped us out a great deal a few months ago. We were having the Lymphomania fundraiser for our camera guy.
Yes,
We
yes.
designed our poster for that.
Well,
And
I
it
like
was a
that.
hit. It was very awesome. And it helped us. It helped us bring people in. So
That's the main thing. Like I take a lot of work that may not be say anything. Like I do a lot of marketing where it's just to sell things, but it is very you feel good when you're able to actually do something you care about and you can promote something that matters, and that's the best part about this whole thing that we're doing right now. Like I make something for the Crow, that's because I want people to come here.
Right.
I want it to grow. I want it to. There's such a voice to this place, that it's nice to lend an image to show that voice.
Right. You're very good at what you do, and it's just always fun to see whatever you come up with, whatever you put out. It's always fun to see.
Thank you.
Is there anything in art and comedy, like visual art and comedy? Is there freedoms in either that you don't find in the other? Is there anything that that you get out of one that you don't get out of the other?
Well, with art, it's more restrictive than you think. With comedy, you say what you say, and if people don't like it, you don't really care. If it's been articulated in a way that you're proud of, then it's not really as subjective as, say, a painting or a photograph. So if case in point, there was somebody interested in buying a thing that I had done, and he immediately wanted to put a price to it. Like, he didn't wait to see where the conversation led.
Right.
He immediately was like, I would give you this amount. And it's like, well, that's not really, you can't do that with comedy.
Right, yeah.
If you're in comedy for the money, then you're not doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you're going to be very disappointed. You're going to spend most of your life like going, maybe one day. So you just have to get used to that. Where with art, it can be monetized, and that's its restriction as well as its inherent equality, I guess.
I feel it. Yeah. I'm always waiting for the day someone comes in and sits down and watches Late Fear, and it will just be like, I will give you $1,000 if you never do this show again. I'm just waiting for that day.
What would you say? What would you say?
I would say make it 1,001 and we got a deal. I gotta pay taxes.
But you have to sit through my beef with Patty
You gotta-
before I sign the paper.
We've got 3 more segments of those. We got 3 more of those segments to go before election.
Give us a teaser. What's the next one going to be about?
Well, we gotta keep spinning the wheel. Fortunately, the wheel landed on voter ID tonight. That was good because that's what the slides I had prepared was. So I'm glad that's what the wheel landed on.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Convenient.
But we've still got House Bill 2. We've still got the film incentives. That's a special grind with me because I used to work in production in town before the tax. So we've got a few other things to go through before election day comes around.
Well, when I was looking for states to move to,
Yeah.
I thought North Carolina, it was like, okay, this is the most progressive
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
This is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I get here, they're like, queers can't go to the bathroom. What? Whoa!
It was only like 3 years ago. It was only 3 years ago that we were the most liberal southern state.
Oh my
which
God.
is still a weird superlative to have.
As soon as North Carolina went blue for Obama,
Yeah.
that was like, see?
Yeah.
See? And North Carolinians they look, see, guys?
Yes. You know what happened though? All those black people showed up 7 days early,
And
registered
they
on the
couldn't
same
vote.
day.
They couldn't vote. They had their assistance card instead of an ID.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like,
And then it was like, we can't do it.
oh wait, they showed up and they're like, oh, black people are voting now.
See, we're talking about it too long. The lights are
But
flashing.
you know he owns Duke Energy too, so we got to wrap this up. That's a true thing. That's a true thing.
Rory owns Duke Energy. Wow. And maybe he's like the head vampire. You know? Maybe white people, if we were to take down McCrory, maybe the rest of us would just wake up tomorrow morning and be like, what day is today? What day is it? I thought it was November 2000. Why did I turn into Snagglepuss?
I don't know. It was like this, your Rip Van American is just is a sassy gay British guy.
Where are we gonna go?
What
are we gonna see? What are we gonna see? Voting, stage right even.
Jesse, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you very much.